How are you? Hi, everybody. I realized the error in the English of the title. Maybe that'll entice some people to drop in. Welcome to the Amp Sim Show, episode 58. Exciting today. Doing 2 episodes. How's it going, buddy? Hopefully we'll get some people strolling in. We got a lot of... Pedro, can you do me a favor? Can you find out if they shared our video yesterday in the Audio Assault forum or something? Let me turn this down. We're listening to Conan. Conan cannot be turned down. This is Conan, and it's a band that I love tonally. It's fantastic. If you're looking for like doom, stoner rock, sludge, droney type tones, this is it right here. Thanks for joining us today. Sundays are kind of boring. And guys, I cheated today. I cheated. Oh. I cheated. There's nothing I can do about it. Liter of cola. I will not bring cans of Coke back in this house, but there's something to be said of having the very occasional fountain Coke. You can't undo that. All right, so what are we doing today, guys? To take off my slippers here. I got a pair of slippers, guys, and these things are amazing. In this part of the world, I mean, I guess every part of the world you could use some sort of slippers, but in this part of the world in the wintertime, you really need slippers. And so I bought myself a pair of isotoners. It's nice. All right, so I'm gonna try using the Lord here in a stream. It's very, very tough because these tuners are absolutely shit. The tuners that came on this guitar were phenomenally done. This is 1978. I wanted a guitar from the year I was born, and I don't have $7 billion. So I went and looking for some of my favorite guitars on earth. The other guitars that I think if I was to have actual money available to me, the thing I would buy, I think more than anything, would be old Yamaha lawsuit guitars from the 1970s and early 80s. These things are built like goddamn tanks, and they will cost you a fraction. This is a Les Paul, a Studio Lord, as they call it. And this thing is, like I said, this thing is old and it is beat up. I got it for a song dance just after the start of COVID. Yeah, this thing is beat up. It has a crack in the neck. It cracked it kind of in the fretboard, not a crack, but like a warp. And so it needs some love. Someday in the next, I don't know, in the next few years, I'm going to bring this in and have a refret done. And then we'll see. I'm curious. The reason I ask Pedro is because we got a lot of views. And if that is the case, thanks so much to whoever shared that in the Audio Assault users forum. I appreciate you, each and every one of you. I know that back in the day, there's a couple people from that group that maybe weren't the biggest fans of the stuff that I was doing with Honest Amp Sim Reviews. And I'll be honest with you, at one point I wasn't a big fan of what we were doing there either. So I agree with you. So what are we doing today? We're going through Fuzz pedal plugins, and yeah, I'm gonna go for the very slight pick here, guys. Sorry, it's not a full pick if you're just like brushing dry skin off the edge of your nose. It is what it is. You can judge me. Judge me. Bring it on. If you're in the comments, sorry, if you're in the chat, come on, bring it on, guys. Say hello. Welcome yourselves. There's one other thing that I have not put in here yet, and I forgot about it. And making sure I don't have anything else cooking here to make sure there's no noise. We have lots and lots of Doom plugins today in the list. Lots. I want to go through the lineup of what we're going to be possibly testing all of today. Maybe not all of. We'll see what happens here. This is the Face Bender. This is free, and this came out ages and years ago, years and years. It's over 10 years old for sure. 100% over 10 years old. This is more like 10, probably 15-year-old plugin at this point. And this thing has there are two fuzz pedals. There's a fuzz pedal, and then there is I think this is this is a tone bender. And I don't really use the tone bender side as much, but the fuzz face side is really cool. And so this is free. You can still go get this. This is Distorque, DISTORQUE, audio Distorque, and they still have some stuff that plays, guys. Yeah, these are old plugins, but they still slay. And then you come on to the brand new, the newest to my collection would be the Demogorgon from Audiority. This thing is like flexing as hard as you can flex. And okay, moving along. This is my own signature plugin, my very first signature plugin. Yay! The very first signature plugin I ever did was with Fuzz Audio Labs. Actually, no, it's not. That's a lie. The first bunch we did was with Vadim Taranov. And yeah, I think those are still around. You can still get those Honest Amp Sim Reviews preamps. I think those are still kicking around. I think I might try to get those and do a stream with them. See if they still crack, you know? All right, so this is the second signature plugin I ever did. This was the Fuzz Audio Labs. This is a UI done by Lewin O'Bani, actually. Now this thing is really cool. It's called the Dozer Drive. 2 pedals in one. Cat hair's all over me today. 2 pedals in one. This is a fuzz face on the left. This is a tube screamer on the right. Pardon me. The idea here that I really wanted to create with this plugin was having a fuzz face and then having something with an edge that that attacked the tone and before it hit the fuzz, because the fuzz face is really adding a lot of fuzz, and there's no tone control on that, but I love a fuzz face. However, if you really crank some of the top end through the on something like a tube screamer, and then it hits a fuzz pedal, it's got more teeth. It's more of an edge when it hits that, and then it just fuzzes up, but you can still hear that edge to things. So this is great. You can work in parallel. You can go fuzz screamer or screamer then fuzz. It's terrific. You can mix. It's awesome. This is available right now. Cheap, El Cheapo, affordable like everything else at Fuzz Audio Labs. Very affordable stuff over there. Now, moving on. Mixwave, Benson, Germanium, Fuzz. This thing is mint. Absolutely mint with no squint. This thing is awesome. Super cool. The Big Goat and the Blue Face from Audio. Absolutely amazing. The free, absolutely free, and one of the greatest fuzz pedal plugins ever created, the Fuzz Audio Labs Big Sur. This thing is awesome. And if you've never used it, if you've never checked it out, go and get it for absolutely fucking free with all the other free treats and things that they have over at Fuzz Audio Labs. They're preparing for a very large series of releases. I'm very excited for them. Wonderful company. The man there also does some amazing stuff with some other companies as well. One of the most talented dudes in the business, and a company that really focuses on an era that many don't, and that is the 40s, the 50s, 60s, 70s, and basically it ends there. So if you're interested in old gear, really, really true to vintage replica versions of old gear, guys, check it all out. Not just guitar and bass either. Lots of processing tools so you can make your recordings in your DAW sound a little more, give it that vintage touch, if you know what I mean. So, man, honestly, hold on, they are what? They are sir. Interesting. So I just thought, it looks like we just got some shares. I hope that the title of the I hope it doesn't come off as I'm saying audio assaults bad tone. I hope people read audio assaults bad tone. It was a play on words. You know what I mean? Anyways, we got the big stuff that is also 100% free in the newly released Monster Fuzz from Proton Pedals and Wavemind. I could not be more excited to have this in existence. This is an awesome fuzz pedal. Yeah. All right, this is my Studio Lord. The pickups in this may be getting a transplant sometime soon. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with this yet. I may put the original pickups back in this and use it as a Doom machine. The Honest Amp Sims. Oh, I see. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now let's see what we got here. And these are Z Labs pickups, but these pickups may be moving into the new guitar that I'm getting. Guys, I want to showcase this. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oops. Mine. Oh my gosh. M-I-N-Z. Mine. Okay, here we go. Guys, this is an exciting moment for me. This is the guitar that I'm going to be rocking for the next foreseeable future. I just wanted you guys to check this out because I'm very, very about this. This is the guitar I'm going to be rocking for the next year. The pickups are being removed. I have no interest in the Fishman Classics. And I'm going to be putting something different into this. It looks like it's going to be a set of white pickups with gold poles. And this is going to be one of our new channel sponsors for this year is Mindsinger Guitars. And the prices on these guitars are insanely good. Insanely good prices on this guitar, on these guitars for what they are. Keep in mind, this is a one-man operation. And he's doing all of this from scratch. And these guitars are phenomenally, if you see the price here, $3,200, roughly $3,300 Canadian. And that in US, when you convert that to US, it is a very good price for a that is being handmade by a very talented individual with class. So anyways, you're going to be seeing that logo instead of the Sid strings. We're going to be talking about this. You're going to see this guitar a lot. Gold fret wire. Gold! Very exciting. I cannot wait. And it's actually the backs of the necks that you guys check out that work on the back of the neck. I'm very excited. It's so much fun. I'll show it to you guys more later. However, in this moment, we're using a guitar that looks like it has been thrown down the stairs by a number of different owners. Not me, but let's see what we got. All right, so we're going to be using a couple of different amps today to use our fuzz pedals through. We've got Amplification Clarent, which is my favorite orange sim on the market right now. This thing is from Kuwasa. And we've got a free Cypress TT15, old school. This thing is still pretty cool. A lot of different things, really. We have the L12X making an appearance. NAMM Universal will make a very brief appearance, I think, by the end. And then a couple of different IRs. I'm going to be using three different packs today. This will be the Dr. Bonkers Big W 412 set, rather cabinet pack. And this thing is awesome. It's a big ass high watt. And it sounds awesome with doom metal and doom and sludge and all that types of stuff. I've been using it. It's been my go-to for that type of stuff for a while. Pardon me. Also, going to be checking out the Celestion Digital Tony sorry, let's try that again. Celestion Digital Tony Iommi pack with two different cabinets. It's got a 1990 Laney and it also has a 1969 Laney. And we're going to be trying that one first on the list. And this is going to be first on the other list. So I'm going to be going back and forth between the two, just so you understand what's happening here. I'm not going to be using any of the onboard IRs for any of these today. So I'm just going to turn off the cab. That's gone. You can still see it. It looks party. Hi. Volume down the way. Thanks. Okay. Now, first fuzz pedal out the shoot today is going to be the old school face bender. And let's see what we got now. All right, guys. So yeah, drop in, say hello, see what's going on. I'm just going to let the guys hear that we are in fact back on right now. Back on with Fuzz. Back on with Fuzz. All right, cool. And now I hit play again. We should be in good shape. Uh-oh, what happened? All right, sorry guys. Just making sure that we're all set here. And I got the things are all together. Still monitoring comments in like a low cache way. Yeah. Well, it looks like, hey, look, if we got that many views on the stream like overnight, then that cheers to us, I guess, for going up, I guess, up and above. And the cheers to Audio Salt for obviously having people that really want to see more content on their plugins. So if that's the deal, you guys want to see more Audio Salt, you got it. So this is Kuwasa's Clarence. It doesn't have a bigger version of the UI. I also keep things as low as I can for like oversampling and whatnot. Make sure I'm not blowing anyone's ears out. How do you guys think about the tone? If you're in the comments, do say hello. We won't bite you. Making sure that it's, right now it's just Pedro's chat with himself and me. It's just me and Pedro and I. Come on, folks. Jump in today. Let us know. What's your favorite? Is there something I don't have in the list here? Let me know. There's guaranteed to be 5 or 6 or 10 Fuzz plugins that I completely forgot existed or just did not put in this list. So now I'm going to be battling a little bit, I think, with tuning issues today. This guitar is very temperamental, only because the tuners are absolute garbage. I replaced them one point in time with, and I got duped. I bought something and yeah, it got kind of screwed over. And I got these really garbage tuners and they wouldn't refund them, even though none of them actually work. Picked up a different set of used tuners and they didn't work much better. So when I get into the new year, one of my first orders of operation here is going to be to replace these with something reliable like a hip shot or something else. But there's these ones I was looking at that have this like a burnt orange tulip tuning cover here, like the what do you want to call it, the tuner head, the tuner end, whatever you want to call it. These things are what they call tulip shape. If for those of you that don't know that, which I'm sure is none of you probably all know that. Anyways, are you gonna play? You watch the game? Okay. Anyways, I'm putting these new tuners on there. They're gonna look better and they're gonna be more reliable. And this guitar is gonna get little upgrades. Every once in a while, I'm going to make sure I do little things to this guitar. Eventually, it's going to get a refret. I really do like this guitar, and I want it to play as like a regular thing. So this is an old Fuzz plugin, and we're going between 2 different IRs, as I mentioned today. There's this is the high watt, and then we're going to go over here. This is going to sound much different. We can go with here and just... And it doesn't sound bad at all. I'm gonna go with the mixes instead. With the low gain. Yeah, these don't phase at all, so you're not gonna be able to blend them. That's I guess a teachable moment for you out there. For you, those of you out there that have got like a situation where you're trying to blend IRs and you hear this happen. Let's go over it together. And you hear it go quiet in the middle and get almost like you're hearing it through a straw. And then it gets louder. That's not what it's supposed to be. If you're getting that, you're actually getting they're out of with each other. Some IRs will blend most of the time. Anything inside the same pack will definitely blend. Most of the stuff from the same developer will should blend as well. Balance, blend, mix, etc. But in this case, these do not work in a blend. So it's just either A or B, and we're gonna go back and forth. So let's find the best hype-reel mix for this guitar. I think it's just going to be where I was. Yeah, we were fine with the 42157 blendy. And now that is the face bender, 15-year-old fuzz plugin that I just threw in there, put to nice. So that's old, and you can still get that right now. If I'm not mistaken, the disc torque stuff is still available all over the place. And that's awesome, isn't it? What's going on, Moonshine? Yes, the nut definitely makes a huge... Don't get me wrong, but I know in this case it's definitely these tuners. The nut was actually recently replaced by a professional, because that's one thing that I don't really like doing. Yeah, I had a weak moment, guys. Got some Coca-Cola. Needed it. Holy fuck, this is low. Okay, so he uses it here. Guys, I don't get it. This guy, from what I understand, does not use a baritone scale guitar. Maybe he does now, but I'm not sure he always did. They're tuned in A standard, likely, and I don't understand like how he manages to keep perfect tuning stability on a standard scale, because even at like a 25.5, keeping you know, A standard in perfect tune with perfect intonation is quite difficult, I found. But with the new guitar, now that the pulse strike up here is we're seeing an end to it likely. I'll be getting the baritone soon. Guys, I'm really stoked about that. Alright, so that's the face bender. We're going to get rid of the face bender. We're going to head over to the Duma Gorgon. you guys what the tone sounds like with nothing else going on. It's a little bit too much gain for a fuzz tone that more than I'd like anyway. That's about right. That's about where I want to be. That sounds awesome to me. You guys tell me what you think. All right. Oh, I did it again. Yeah, so this is the Gorgon from Audiority. Rad. This thing is super rad, and one side is a little bit fuzz, the other side is a little bit HM2. Things get grindy, you can blend them, you can adjust all manner of things. There's a filth mod that makes, this was my suggestion, if I might add. When I first time I tested this, I had the rat mod, when I was like, man, remember that filth mod you did for the heavy pedal, which is sick. If you have his heavy pedal, aka his HM2 from Audiority, you really need to get it, because this thing sounds perfect. It is perfect. Now, anyways, he included something called a filth mod, which he's included here, and this thing just turns it into just a factory of hell, essentially. Wow, this thing is ballsy. Ballsy. Holy shit, this thing is just outstanding. Outstanding, Luca. We're celebrating all kinds of Luca's releases today, and this is another one from his company, Audiority. Different from his company with Thomas McCrocklin at Polychrome DSP. They are different entities, and this thing is of his design. This thing is awesome. I could not be more excited about it. So you're going to see this one fairly often. Moving along from this one, we're going to, again, the first plugin I ever did with a developer. We'll go through a couple of my favorite presets. One of those, there's a few here. Absolutely Goosed is a great preset. We're just going to go ahead and so this is fun. Now, so I'll check this pedal out. So this thing is very cool as well. And if I was to turn my noise gates off right now, guys, it would disintegrate your ears, my ears, half the block. This thing is a bit noisy. And we're not gonna give it too much play here because I have given it a lot of showcasing in the past. I'd like to throw it in there. It is still one of my favorite Fuzz plugins. This thing is a lot of fun, and I strongly advise checking it out from Fuzz Audio Labs. And if you don't get this, check something out over there because, man, this dude, Ray over there, he's a cat lover, by the way. Cat lover extraordinaire. He's got some really cool stuff over there. I'm telling you, check it out. One of the best Bassman plugins you'll ever hear factually. I promise you, it is one of the best Bassmans you'll ever try in the form of a plugin. And we'll go over it another time for sure. But in the meantime, bye-bye. Moving along, we're going to go to, once again, Fuzz Audio Labs for the 100% freebie known as the Big Sur. Now, this thing is a lot of fun as well. Here again is the tone I'm working with. Here we go. Now let's go. ripping. They really do. And it sounds great and it's cheap. And a lot of people think that the price reflects the quality. That's not true. As we described in the last, and again, I wasn't trying to drag that one particular developer, but that actually brought me to a frame of mind where I went on a bit of a rant, because I really do feel like if more developers did way more market research, and I mean, there's a couple I can really think of, and gosh, I use their, you see some companies, you see like them, this is the best tone you'll ever hear, this, that, and the other thing. Then you use it and you're like, I don't know, not really. There's no way that if they had tried everything else on the market in that price bracket, they would know that. Everybody's got ears, right? I mean, even though you design something yourself, you've got that personal pride in it, but your ears should still be able to tell you, yeah, this over here on the left, it's not yours, and it is better than what you made, sir. And then you're thinking to yourself, but I want mine to be better, but it isn't. You know what I mean? Like, and then put more work into it. If you want yours to be better, you know that one's better. Where is it better? Oh, it's got more bottom end. Okay, we need to make our bottom end a little bit more realistic. We're gonna work hard. Figure that out. How do we get ours to sound better than that, or as good, or even passably close in the same ballpark as this one? How does that happen? Okay, and whereas Fuzz Audio Labs, they're not really competing with anyone. There's not really another developer out there that focuses completely all of their efforts on old stuff and making really warm vintage versions of old gear. There's not really another developer out there. So his prices are incredible. Again, he's about to come out with some incredible mixing tools, little shortcut tools and fun little things that you'll be able to mix with. Well, something you don't have necessarily, some of his other stuff is also great for mixing and everything else, but might be a little bit more complex. I think he's got maybe some more shortcutty type production tools just to help, home producers like you, me, and everybody else kind of have an easier day while making some lovely things. You never know. I love that. I really do. It's an awesome pedal. This is free. You can get this for free. You can get it for free right now. Get a little more bite here. Like it. Like it. I hope you guys do too. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm hoping everybody is kicking some ass with some sort of plugins today and just having a great time with it. This is free. You can go get that. You can be the one having a good time with the Big Sur right now. This very second. You can head over to Fuzz Audio Labs and have this and a number of other absolutely free tools. He's got this one free, there's a channel strip that is so awesome because, oh boy, the thing I like about it, oh guys, moving it on. He's got this one channel strip that you can kind of just park on one of your channels, or even on your master bus, and give your entire recording just this audible to you and me. Like if you're listening to it, if you have like your headphones on, it's just this slight bit of nice vintage warmth. And he's got a lot of tools like that. You can just sort of park. That's something to be said for just finding like a channel strip you really like the basic sound of, parking it on a channel or your master or your guitar bus, whatever it is that you're looking to affect, and having to touch nothing. Leave everything at complete default, just 100%, just as it is. Everything is on 5 or in the middle or on 0 or whatever. And it gives you this just nice little bit of something that just makes it sound a little bit less, maybe less digital to your ear or mind. If you're looking for it, you're listening to it because you're hitting that button on and off. It's not something that's super glaring, like, oh, I can totally tell. It's just something that is there, and I can't explain it. You find the right console channel strip type thing for yourself, and I guarantee you'll figure out what I'm talking about. There's just so much you can do with this. So much you can do with plugins. All right, so we're moving along. This is free as well. This is the big stuff. The big stuff is from Nembrini Audio. And we're going to be here about another little bit anyways. 7 folks in here. Be sure to say hello. You never know, you might win something at some point. I'm excited to be here today. Did a stream earlier. Nunchuck, new from Polychrome DSP, depending on when you're watching this, of course. And man, I was very excited about it. So that is based on a Big Muff. That's the big stuff. I've also showcased that before in a lot of streams, so we're not going to spend rather too much time on the big stuff. This is also free from Nembrini Audio. You can go to Nembrini Audio right now if you have their hub. New Nembrini Audio, I think it's just called Nembrini Audio Central. It's a hub style thing where you can just do all your stuff a different way. You will need to do, if there used to be iLok, getting away from iLok, more companies getting away from iLok as mentioned before. I'm stoked. I'm stoked that companies are getting away from iLok. They need to, ASAP. And Nembrini Audio also did that. But if you go in the hub, all the free stuff is there and it's noted as free. So there's a pile of it too. There's a fuzz pedal, a rat, a tube screamer, all kinds of pedals for free over at Nembrini, and all a lot of fun. Bringing up a newer developer to the scene, and in my opinion, one that is about to make a huge splash with a lot of plugins, and is currently making a splash with this awesome series of plugins known as the Protone. Again, I've had issues with this one in one stream. I'm not really, I recently reinstalled, so hopefully it's if anything happens here, it's me, not the plugin, I don't think. This is what this one looks like. It looks badass. It really does. Hold on, guys. One moment, guys. Just do give me a moment here. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We've been on for a little bit. Hang on, guys. I'm just answering. Someone's asking what the channel is. Search on YouTube. All right, cool. We got somebody coming to visit us. That's cool. We got someone to visit us here in the stream, which is pretty sick. We'll see what happens. But guys, I'm going to take a very, very quick break. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Why does it keep going? Ah, here we go. Sorry, guys. This is really fucking good. We're going to go over the Monster Fuzz in great detail, guys. I'm going to be back. Give me just 3 minutes here. Gonna grab some water and such, and we'll be back. 2-3 minutes. This guitar is staying in phenomenal tune, so I'm not gonna switch it as I was intending. Pardon me. So let's keep going. Let's keep testing out some fuzz. If you guys can think of a fuzz plugin that I don't have in here and I've not put in here yet, we've got a bunch left to test, and we're gonna go from there. Guys, be back 2-3 minutes. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll be on here for another while, testing some fuzz and having a good time on a Sunday. Thank you once again. In the meantime, while I'm gone, please do go over to Wavemind and check out the Pro-Tone pedal trio that they just released. Very, very cool stuff. Guys, I will be right back with you. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I hope you guys are having a great Sunday, watching some football. And I'm having a great day. I'm got a wonderful day watching some football today so far. Out of the corner of my eye, the missus is just ignoring that we exist here today. Doesn't want to be part of this stream. We're gonna go back to the the regular stream playlist here after listening to some Conan. What do you guys think? What are we feeling today? I just added some new stuff to the playlist. If you guys are curious, it's the TASU stream playlist on Spotify, and we're just gonna listen to some random crap. I mean, I don't mean to demean the music by calling it crap. It's all good music. Anyhow, we're talking about the Proton Monster Fuzz right now, and I'm in my 1978 Les Paul no, I'm just kidding. It's not a Les Paul custom. This is a guitar that cost me about $400 Canadian. And I had to do some work to it. By some work, I mean a considerable amount of work. There's not a ton of meat left on the frets, but they still fucking work. Now the pickups. I want to talk about the pickups in this guitar if I can a little bit. It came with a strange pairing of pickups. It came with an old, I think there's an old Gaia tone pickup, and the bridge pickup was a really, really old DiMarzio Super Distortion. I think I may put them back in here and repurpose this set for another guitar. But these sound so good in here, and the guy, a friend of mine, Marco at Z Labs in Italy makes very high quality boutique hand wound. I want you guys to check these out. Check them out. Z Labs, Z-E-A-D, Z Labs. And I want to bring them close up here if I can, so you guys can check it out. He was very happy to do. I told him what I was doing. I said I'm refinishing this really, really old guitar with a lot of really, if you guys can see it, a lot of character on this instrument. And this, I nicknamed it the Lord. The story behind this guitar is I had a friend of mine, one of my mentors, had a Yamaha Studio Lord, and I hate Les Pauls. I hate Les Pauls, and Les Pauls hate me. It's just the way things are. They fucking hate me, and I hate them. When I was recording, he said, your Strat is just not a rhythm guitar. It's not giving you the power when you're playing rhythm guitar. You need to use Les Paul or something else, SG. I've always loved the way that Les Pauls hate me. He says, you know what? I've got the Les Paul Killer. Do you want my Les Paul Killer? I said, what's that? He says, my Studio Lord. I said, what do you mean? He said, it was the 1978 Studio Lord. Same, this one looks almost identical. And I became very fond of that guitar. And when he passed away, the guitar went up to auction to somewhere or something. I remember when he passed away asking the family if I could purchase it, and they were saying they were not interested. They almost acted offended that I had asked, and then out of nowhere, they just went and sold all his stuff anyways, and nobody really found out about it. It was all like one big lot of things. Anyways, I was sad about that. I was super sad that he passed. Various health concerns, and to kind of celebrate him, I wanted to make this guitar great again. And so I had to do a lot of work. It's going to get a refret, but man, I'm excited as it is. It is amazing what pickups can do for your guitar, though. It really does. It's incredible. If you're out there and you've got a cost-effective or mid-level guitar and it's got OEM made, we'll say import made pickups, stuff's made from melting pot metals. It's going to give you muddy and fudgy and sludgy lows that you don't want, not good sludgy, and it's going to give you highs that are fizzy, ice picky, and shitty, and all stuff you're just going to have to try to work your ass off and to EQ out and post later. Why not instead spend a tiny bit of money, get a decent set of pickups, and then move forward? You know what I mean? Move forward with good tone. Don't have to spend so much work. What's your time worth? Is your time that you're spending, EQing and trying to pull out the mud and trying to roll this off and trying to tweak things up so that it's not getting ice which not really letting the amp breathe anyways. Or you can just put a decent set of pickups in that makes everything else like your guitar tone is only as good as its weakest link. And if your pickups, if you got a nice guitar with, you know, crappy pickups, it's set up poorly, these are all weakest links. These are all weak links. So try to make sure your tone has no weak links in it. And if you want great tone, that's the only way to go, is to make sure there are absolutely no weak links. No shortcuts either. Shortcuts don't work when it comes to tone. Maybe it works live occasionally, but when you're recording and you're using a DAW or and you're just trying to do things like that on that level, it's just not going to work. All right, we're using the Monster Fuzz today. But going on pickups, when it comes to pickups, that's another kind of disbelief when it comes to Doom and Sludge and Drone. I can just use the worst of the worst pickups and just, you know, all I need is I'm just looking for, you know, fuzz anyways. What does that matter? Well, when you ram that big sausagey wave, when you ram your signal and you create a sausagey wave with the fuzz pedal, you want that sausage to be good, full of good things, right? Not bad things, right? So it's essentially, it's going to compress, creating that sausagey wave out of whatever you're feeding it. If you're feeding it garbage, it's still going to create the sausage, and it's just not going to give you that beefy low end and that cutting high that you really need in Doom. And if you think it's all about just turning your tone knob down and just playing with as much fuzz and volume as you can, that is incorrect. That's just factually not going to work for you. You guys might be thinking, oh man, he's getting awfully ranty lately. I don't want to listen to this guy. Yeah. This thing is, whoa. The switch cover. Get back on there. Need a little spot of glue. It's Les Paul. It's not a Les Paul. Don't you dare insult my studio lord by calling it. Shh. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. You didn't mean it. You didn't mean to call it a Les Paul. I know it looks like a Les Paul, but don't. How dare you? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I've played a lot of Les Pauls, and I like this better. I really do. I'll challenge you. Go ahead. Go on Reverb.com or eBay, one of the two, and buy a Yamaha Studio Lord if you can find one. Try to get the ones that are glued up. There is a bolt-on, and the bolt-on ones obviously are like the lowest of like the low. Not going to give you the same sustain as obviously as the glue in, but probably still rad guitars. But I would suggest finding the glue on neck if you can. The Yamaha SG, pardon me, very, very strange. They call it an SG, even though it's very strange. They call it a Yamaha SG, but it's a double cut, but it looks nothing like an SG. It looks like somebody double cut a Les Paul, and Matt Pike used one, and several other players in the Doom realm have used them. So the value on those went straight up. So those are going to be about double if you want that. But man, you can find, if you find the old Ibanez Les Pauls, oh my God. Ibanez started out as a copy company, if I'm not mistaken. They were copying, they were one of the companies that I believe got sued, if I'm not mistaken. Gosh, this one is awesome. Still on intro pricing, I do believe. I like that, man. This is so good. There's just so many options now. Next time I record something, I'm gonna be like, I don't know the fuck to use. Yeah, I know. There's so many. I'm just not gonna record anything. I'm options paralysis. Oh no! You guys must get options paralysis, and I definitely get options paralysis when I try at times. Let's change the amp for just a moment here to the Cypress. This is free, and did you know about this? Did you know? Did you know about this plugin right here? This is an old school, very first, for the longest period of time, actually. The longest period, this was the only orange plugin available. The only one available, the only orange plugin available was this one right here. That was it. And it was for quite some time too. I mean, it was the great orange explosion of 2020 fucking whatever. It was 1 year where every company, it felt like every company did an orange plugin, or half the companies did an orange plugin or an orange amp of some sort. There were a billion orange cabinet packs, and there have been forever. But amps, as far as Amp Sim's software goes, this was the only one available outside of, like, there was some stuff in Amplitude that was the old Amplitude, I'm sorry, pre-Amplitude 4's complete revamp near the end of the line before the release of 5. I'm sorry, but everything they did prior to that upgrade at the end of version 4 was trash. It was all, to me, was not good. It was just, man, I just would watch people just pumping money into that plugin, just, and you're like, man, there's a lot of stuff out there. It's better. Calm down. Eventually, they completely revamped the cab section, the power amp modeling, and everything else, and now it's actually pretty legit. I'm gonna do a stream with it at some point on the holidays. It sounds great now. It's wonderful. But back in the day, this was the only, this was by the way, this is free. You can go get this right now from Black Rooster Audio. And prior to starting his own company, at Few Labs, Ray worked over with Black Rooster Audio. And there's a nice fellow that works over there now, although his name escapes me. Can't remember it off the top of my head. Super nice guy. I have a few different plugins from Black Rooster Audio. They also make, if you're looking for the Rammstein sound, they also make a wonderful plugin based on the Sans amp unit that used by one of the fellas in Rammstein. So that's that. If you're curious about Black Rooster Audio, head over to Black Rooster Audio and make sure you grab this, because make sure you grab everything for free that you can really get your hands on. Let's go and see if we can go with a completely free rig. 100% free. And this will be free right here. Let's just go Facebender and Cypress TT15. And then we've got a blend of different cabinets right here. Yeah. Ton Guitarra. How are you? Yesterday about the Brighton from Amp. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, sorry. I just reread that. Santa comes in Marshall Suite sounds killer. Yeah, man. Yesterday we had a lot of fun. with that stream. And apparently a lot of other people liked it as well, because we got like 100 views over in one day. You might be thinking, that's a lot for you. Yeah, it really is. That's a lot for us to get 100. There are videos that we've had up there for months that still don't have 100 views. It's serious. Yeah, but seriously, we got a bunch of views overnight for that stream. It was great. It was super fun. I had a great time. Thanks so much once again to Audio Assault for that. And we had fun. We had a good time. Greco, that's another, absolutely Greco. Ibanez, Tokai, Yamaha, yeah. Tops Lawsuit, Era Guitars, Bernie, yes. Yeah, the Bernie stuff is really cool too. There's so much stuff that, like, man, I wish someone could just hand me like 10K and say you're only allowed to spend it on used guitars. Can't buy a single brand new instrument. Not allowed. If you buy one brand new instrument, or even one that's in perfect condition, you lose all the money. It has to have at least something, there's a dent or something to refurbish. I would have so much fun with those instruments. No idea where I put them. I can feel the judgment coming from the missus over there. Just like, where the fuck would you put $10,000 worth of guitars? Where would you do that? Like, where in our... Literally. I had to refuse a case for the brand new guitar that is coming from Mindsinger, because he's like, no, but seriously. I'm like, man, you have no idea. You have no idea. I have so many cases here. We can't. Another case comes into this house. I mean, like George Costanza's wallet from Seinfeld, where he puts that one more thing in it, and it just goes. That's severely dating myself right now by mentioning Seinfeld in this stream. I just lost half the viewers. So like, what the fuck is he talking about? So yeah, this is the Free Cypress TT15. And it's wonderful. Let's head over to this other cabinet here and check out... Why am I doing that? Well, I'm using the Tony Iommi Laney, a 1969 Laney 412 HLC. I'm using... thank you so much, by the way, to the wonderful people at Ken Wells and the wonderful people over at Sludge Digital. He is I was very excited to try. I hadn't really done anything with Celestian Digital in some time, and I was very, very excited when that came out, because if you've never used a Laney cabinet, you really oughta, because it's really you got to get a pack, at least one pack with a Laney cabinet of IRs out there. Because why? Because I think it's a truthfully unique sound, and it's nice to blend with stuff if it blends. I was blending it with some other stuff from the Celestian Digital lineup, and it worked fine. So. All right, we're going to go back to Clarent. Clarent? It sounds great. Sounds great. I'm going to go to the Mixwave Benson Germanium. I'm going to bring the gain back. That's better. I really want no gain. You really don't want a lot of distortion on your sound when you throw a fuzz pedal in there. I really just look for something that's not clean. I want something with a little bit of teeth, a little bit of teeth in there, a little cut, a little bit of tiny bit of stuff there. Maybe something just past that edge of breakup. that's giving you just maybe a little crunch tone like this. That's a perfect. That's with a heavier fuzz. Something that's giving me more fuzz like the Demogorgon, or something that's where I'm really pouring on the amount of fuzz, that sausage wave that's coming in hot. When I do that, I'm going to go with a little bit less gain like you're hearing now. However, if you're going with something that's a little bit less aggressive, you know, like maybe like just a fuzz face, then yeah, you could bring up the gain and just blend it in ever so slightly until you really feel like you're happy with it. We'll get there and I'll show you how I might do that. I'm going to go with the Monster Fuzz again here for a sec. All right. How the fuck are you guys doing? I still haven't, I need more recommendations here. As for fuzz pedals, great fuzz pedals that happen to be out in the wild, I'm always looking for them. So if you guys find something, I recently found out that Joey Sturgis Tones are selling, or is selling the Demon Fuzz from their Hellraiser plugin separately. And I didn't know that was available separately. That's kind of fun because I like that plugin. I like that pedal inside that plugin. No joke, actually, the Hellraiser plugin from JSTs is a lot of fun. It's a bit dated in the UI if you get it because it's not resizable. Really, it's kind of small. And it only really feels like it shows the age there, but it's got some good tones in there, guys. Folks, it's got some really nice tones inside the box. Also, Base Forge Rex Brown, pretty fun to play around with. Not gonna lie to you. And man, I'll never forget when that plugin came out and JST actually facilitated the interview and what ended up being a lot of fun conversation with Rex from Pantera. It was a lot of fun. I ended up having a phone conversation with him because he didn't want to do the computer thing, and I was only doing things with like a typed interview. Man, it was fun. It was an interesting scenario to get that phone call. But still, going back to it, JST does have some fun things in there. Now, I can't really advocate for any of the guitar, the amp sims for the guitar side of things. The bass amp sims are quite fun. They also have a lot of really fun little creative tools that are on sale, I think right now for as little as $9. Guys, little shortcut plugins can be a lot of fun to have if they do just that right thing that you want, that you're maybe not sure how to achieve even with other things. Maybe you just don't know. Like me, I mean, I'm definitely not an expert. There are like these little, you go there and see. He's got a lot of fun little plugins. Couple that I'm interested in, not gonna lie. There's one for $9 that I might pick up, and then the Demon Fuzz is one of the things I might pick up. Also, there's another one, the Venomous Fuzz from Safari Pedals. Has anybody tried it? If you do try it, please report back. I am very curious. Safari Pedals, they're constantly the ads. I see them a lot on Facebook, and eventually I looked into it. And maybe I'll try some stuff out and see how it goes. Rafita Pepita, nice Reaper skid. Thank you. You'd be surprised. I think in all the years that I've been doing content, and it's been a lot of years that I've been doing content, this skin has gotten me more questions across the board than anything else. I get a lot of questions about this skin. And over the past, like, I've been using it for a really long time. It's a fun skin. I think it's called Bespoke, Bespoke. I think it's available on, if it's still available on the Reaper store. They did change it a little bit in terms of like the one I used to use. It just got vaporized when I got my new machine. I could absolutely not find the original. There was just a different one there that I was able to get. So thanks very much, though. I appreciate you. Welcome to the channel. The guys from Clairvoyant have a free fuzz. Very nice. And Pedro, I think I know who they. I don't think they have a coder in house there. I'm just pure speculation. I believe I know who made that fuzz for what is it? Modern Songwriter Solution something or other, like Modern Music Solutions. Is that it? Yeah, the Clairvoyant. I'm pretty sure I know who made the Clairvoyant amp for those guys, because I'm not sure if everybody out there knows this, but not everybody that puts out a plugin has coders and programmers in house. Sometimes they'll farm it out to another company, and a lot of companies out there do make pretty good money off of situations like that, where like they're like, yeah, I can build you a plugin, sure. And it happens a lot in this industry. There is a lot of there are coders out there doing like triple and quadruple, or even what's the 5 number on that? There's like quadruple, and then what's above quadruple? What's 5? Quintuple? I have no idea what that number would be, but there are coders out there working seriously for like 5 different entities. So yeah, I know who built that, and they build solid things. So if who I think built that for that company, I'm pretty sure that they build really high quality stuff. So yeah, I would trust everything that Clairvoyant. I have actually still not tried it, but I've heard it's fun. So if you guys think that I should try Clairvoyant, I think I still have a license for it poking around that they did offer me at some point. So I'm gonna go dig it up, make sure I can dig it up, and I think we'll have some fun with that. If you guys seem to think it's cool, it seems to have been well received. The colors bugged me a little bit. Something about the UI, I was just staring at it in the videos, was just like, that's a little aggressive. But I know the UI was also done by Lewin. I think he had put that on. I don't think that's a secret. I think he actually put that on his social media. Yeah. Beefy. So yeah, the Monster Fuzz. See you later, Monster Fuzz. That was a fun run with the Monster Fuzz, though. Really enjoyed that plugin. They also have a copy of a Sans amp. That's cool. I really need to get on some. There's a lot of smaller developers. I love I love all developers. I love it even more when the developers do everything in-house. But that's not that to be said. Sometimes it's just easier to farm it out, and it's cheaper to farm it out. Then it's less complicated, you know. And to be completely honest, there just aren't a lot of top level guys that can do this stuff very, very, very high level. There just really isn't just a huge list of these people. These things are not easy to produce, and the guys over there, what I like about the guys at the is it Modern Songwriter Producer, Modern Music Solutions? Is it something like that? Okay, so what I like about them is that they didn't just come in with one plugin that was just nothing but like a NAM, like a NAM with a skin, like the skin on it. And there is another developer out there not developer. There's another company out there that actually did that put out a plugin, and it was nothing but a couple of layered NAM profiles with a skin on it. And they were charging like $60 for this thing. And you're like, what? You're charging $60 for a NAM capture with a UI on it? That's shady, greasy business. What I like about modern music solutions is they didn't do that. They actually coded a plugin with somebody that really can make nice stuff, and they've supported it, and they've also continued to grow with other additions to their lineup, which is all really cool. So at first I wasn't sure what their angle was. Are they just, what's the story here? Then I kind of put the dots and put everything together, connected everything, and figure out who was doing what. And they've also, like I said, they've supported and people seem to really like it. So cheers to them. And also, when you see the first couple demos for a product, and you know those are paid demos, I think they did stuff with like Statement Array, and they did some other stuff. You just want to see the other content start filing in first. You know what I mean? If all I can see is that I know was like hired content, that's great. It's informative. It lets me know what it sounds like. It's all good stuff, because Statement Array makes it's sounding content. I like the sound of his content. It's all great. But you really want to see just the average Joe and the independent folks and the folks that you know are just doing it for fun, or just to showcase a product or a plugin they really, really like, or just to showcase, hey, guys, I'm using your thing on the thing I'm doing. Please repost me, and that's great. All that is great. I like that stuff a little bit more, and a lot of that has started to come down. You see a lot of content, a lot of videos being made with Clairvoyant, which is really nice. So being that, I hung back a little bit, and then all of a sudden I just remembered that I've not actually tried it. So I will. One of the next streams, I'm going to put it on my list. So I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. We are going to be here just another couple of minutes today. And what we do is we went over a whole bunch of different fuzz pedals, from aggressive and modern to digital to vintage. That's all digital, obviously. What I meant to say was vintage. So you got like modern and cutting edge and different, like the Gorgon here. This is a blend of a whole bunch of different things. This is absolutely not based on something that exists for real Realton. This is something that is born from the mind of somebody who really likes fuzz. Like Luca really likes fuzz. He likes understanding fuzz. He likes being able to do it. He likes being able to put out. He's got tons of different really, really noisy, fun pedals to mess around with. So this is something that's very new. It's very different. It's designed for a little bit more of an extreme level of fuzz and actual doom, sludge, drone, that type of thing. Then you have, stuff for your purists, and that could be something like the Germanium Fuzz here from Benson, or the Big Goat from Audiority, or the Blueface from Audiority. All great stuff. In this stream, we used two different amp sims. Both were orange and both were absolutely awesome. One's free, one is not. One is very simplistic. One has a lot more to it, a lot more involved. This is Clarent. This is my personal favorite orange sim in the business right now. This is from Kuwasa, and this is very affordable. 3 different orange amps, 2 channels a piece, a whole bunch of cabs, and everything is put together very nicely. This is a cabinet, also a company that will care about you, and very, very nice people. Thanks, by the way, to Kuwasa for all the support years. It's been great. Very nice people to work with. Super fun plugins, very affordable. Check out everything they have to offer. And of course, this thing I almost feel like this could use a facelift at this point. I wonder if maybe he would consider it. I wonder if he would consider it, if Lewin would consider it. I think this may be just a slight facelift, but even though this thing is so old and free, look how good it still looks. We have to remember, this plugin is like more than a decade old, and look at the textures on it. The texture on the cabinet. You've got the reflection on the gloss on the knobs, everything is there, which I love about this. And it's still an older UI. So I think that maybe if they just made it a vector, that could even be that, or even just offered a larger size to make it a little bit, bring it ahead in time. I think that would be wonderful. But in the meantime, go out and check it over. They have a bunch of free stuff that you can get in the same package. Be careful when you install it. It comes in one installer, and you'll have to just unselect whatever, all the stuff you don't want to install, and just select simply the stuff you do. It notes the free stuff. They have a bunch of free stuff over there that you can get in the same pack. All of it is fun. All of it carries a high level of quality, and it's all stuff that can be useful in your mixes. Check out Black Rooster Audio. A lot of fun, wonderful people. All right, guys. So I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of the day, do some business, and just watch some football and hang out. So, guys, thank you so much for being here for such a long time today. Pedro, especially Pedro and Bo, I think have just been the absolute units today on the streams. I had a lot of fun, and I'm gonna be back on. Like I said, guys, the end of my week, the end of my week next week, Friday, and then I'm off for a couple weeks. I'm going to be on here so much streaming, and all of a sudden you're going to see a lot of this pre-recorded content start popping up. Let us know what you think about it. Okay? In the comments. Maybe not in the comments. Let me know in the stream. If you hate it, let me know in the stream instead of the comments. All right, guys, thank you so much. And my challenge for you today is just head over to Black Rooster Audio and just check out what they've got. See what's going on over there. If it's probably a developer you've never heard of before, my recommendation would be their wonderful SansAmp unit, little SansAmp unit thing that they've got. It's a fun little thing that they've released over there. And also the Cypress TT15. They've got a bunch of really cool compressors. Check out Black Rooster Audio. I will see you guys next time. Not 100% sure when it's going to be, but I will see you guys when I see you. Thanks so much.